Hey everyone, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master here. Just wanted to jump in real quick and let you know that this is a 100% homebrew campaign, and as such, there are three homebrew rules that are in effect throughout the campaign. They are the duck rule, rule of henchmen, and maiming. The duck rule is just a simple rule that says that basically for anybody, both player and creature, allies do not count as obstructions for cover and whatnot. The Henchmen Rule is a follow-up to that says if an enemy gets a crit fail on their attack, they have a chance to hit an ally they are shooting around, though. And then there is the most fun rule, which is the Maiming Rule, which actually was this whole campaign is kind of built around. On a critical hit, a player or a monster rolls a d10, and on a 6 plus for a player or a 7 plus for a monster, they have a chance to roll on the Maiming chart and potentially dismember with the an arm or a leg or some horrible affliction. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way and just clear it up real quick before we get asked about that. This is also the first time of myself for DMing and also the first time for all of the players for playing. So bear with us a little bit as we go through some of the, the early growing pains of D&D and enjoy the show.
All right, here we go.
Hold on, I'm eating some chicken.
Well, you can do that, although
I shoot the chicken.
Shoot the
Oh,
chicken.
my.
Okay. So, welcome to Heroes and Hot Dogs, where some of you are heroes and others are hot dogs, and you know which ones you are. Oh, there's dice rolling already. Oh, and you lost. Congratulations, you've already lost Dungeons and Dragons.
You're dead.
You're dead.
Hold on, how do I lose Dungeons and Dragons when I roll two fours on d4s? I killed the chicken.
It equals 8, and 8 is turned sideways, and it's infinity. That means you have infinity to spend in health.
I just did infinity damage to the chicken.
Okay, so the three of you are floating in a cold and silent, empty blackness. There's nothing around you that you can see, hear, or feel. It's just a kind of a black void.
Or more specifically, a Dunfog void.
A Dunfog void. It sounds like poop. Fine, you can smell poop. We're not sure why, but you can only smell that. Because Diggory said it, now it's canon.
I am the new lord!
So out of the silence, though, you begin to hear music playing out of the void, basically. And it kind of begins to draw you and pull you in towards it. Okay. So, it pulls you out of the void, and you each open your eyes, and you awaken inside of an open coffin in a dark room made of stone lit by candlelight. And it smells of mold and a little bit like tacos. You have no memories of your past.
Cast thou not forget the shat smell upon the air as well.
Well, that's gone now. That's gone now.
Oh.
That was only in the void.
Oh, that was just me, actually.
That was just you. But standing over you is a mariachi band, consisting of 4 skeletons in giant sombreros. So they just finished, and they saw you all have awakened, and they kind of actually begin to play a different song as they head out of the room. So once they're gone, you see that in one corner of the room, there is an old man with gaunt features, an elaborate coat, and a kind of a dark robe that goes over his face. He sits at a table lit by candlelight, writing in a book and kind of just checking his notes and going over different tables and whatnot. He notices that you guys have stirred and kind of looks up. He walks over to you. Oh, good. Welcome back. I don't have a lot of time here, so let's make this quick. My name is Ames, and I am actually an avatar of death, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm a reaper, so boo. You guys are lucky, though, because not only did the new intern Chad mess up, and technically you're not supposed to be here, but I actually need you to do something for me. Really sorry for the inconvenience, by the way, for the whole dying thing. That's kind of our bad. But the silver lining here for you is that you can actually get out of here, unlike the rest of these chums, and back to the world of living. Now, the problem is I can't actually take you out myself directly because there's some rules to this thing and paperwork and yada, yada, yada. And I would be eviscerated, actually, technically, just where I stand by my boss if I was seen directly assisting a soul trying to escape. You understand. It's a problem here. I can, however, provide you with some guidance along the way. And more importantly, I'm able to link the different circles together so you can jump directly from circle to circle without having to actually spend entire lifetimes traveling through the circles between them. There are 9 of them after all. Quite a long journey normally. Most people don't ever make it, which is why you don't see people just resurrecting from the dead randomly. So then Ames, he kind of snaps his fingers and a door appears at the end of the room that has a kind of a slight glow to it. He says, I have brought your corporeal forms along with your souls, so you don't just go completely bonkers, as lost storms tend to do around here. You've probably seen the overworld too, how you have like ghosts and stuff that just go and haunting people randomly. We don't want that. That does, however, mean that you're mortal, and I don't recommend dying in horrific ways. But anyways, good luck, and he vanishes. So, you are in this room now by yourself, the 3 of you. You don't know each other. You don't even know who you yourselves are either, really, too much.
We have no memory at all about our past.
No, you have some basic feelings about kind of like who you are as people and, you know, kind of like basic connections to the world, but you don't have any specific memories you can kind of tie down. The first one we have is going to be WE1142R, who appears to be a almost Egyptian-style kind of clad, almost like a robot-looking person. Verd, if you want to explain more in detail about what you kind of look like, you can do that.
I'm just gonna write Necron as your description.
That'll work. Okay, so my skin would be gray because it's metal. I have a scimitar and a shield. I'm wearing a kilt and some basic armor that's Egyptian themed.
Right. I don't think that they call it kilts in Egypt, but that's okay.
No, I don't know the name for it.
I don't either, but that's good.
It's a skirt of some description.
That is WE1142R. Good lord, this is going to be annoying saying your name over and over again.
Just wait for somebody to name me.
Yep.
We will.
Do it fast. And the next we have a small gnome man. So, Pop, you want to describe yourself?
I am a very short individual. I'm known as a gnome. I have...
The nomenclature is...
the nomenclature, yeah, that's what I should have called myself. So I have a white beard, but that's not because I'm old, because I was basically almost born with it.
He's very sensitive about that.
I'm very sensitive about that, that's right. I have blue pants and a brown vest and covered with buttons, and I have a red cheerful hat.
I'm just gonna write down garden gnome in my notes.
Yes, that's actually, I look a lot like a garden gnome, and there's a reason for it.
And all right, and then the next person we have is...
I'm 6 foot. I'm a muscular monk man. You know, the kind of...
I'm a hot, sweaty monk man.
Imagine like a Shaolin monk, but I'm still just a pasty white kid. I'm very obviously a fit gentleman. Aside from the fact that I have nice boots, I'm wearing just bog standard peasant. I have a shirt. It is blue. I have pants, and they are black, and I'm pretty unremarkable.
And the other person is Finnegan Kernigan.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, the name of our gnome friend is called a Nomad.
And by the way, I'm very cheerful looking, kind of like Santa Claus.
So you guys are in this room together.
And there's a coffin in front of us. Is that what you said?
You were all in a coffin.
In a coffin.
Not together in one coffin. That would be weird. But you were all individually in coffins, yes.
Oh, so I have a little mini coffin.
You had a little mini coffin, yeah.
I'm only 3 feet tall.
Actually, your coffin was the sidecar coffin of Finnegan's coffin.
So we don't actually know each other yet, except we just saw each other, right?
No, you usually just woke up together. And Ames talked to you, and then he left, and a door appeared. And there's not much else in the room. There's that table where Ames was at, and some candles. Then there's your coffins. You guys are in this room. What are you doing?
So, well, my first question is there anything else in the room?
This particular room seems to be almost like a storage closet, in the sense that it's like a vacant one, though, because it's just kind of like it's a small room, and there's not much to it. Like, it's just kind of like an offshoot room of looks like a larger facility.
So, top of the morning to you. My name is Nomad. What is your names?
I just woke up for Big Dad.
Hey, I can. Is anybody injured? I can help.
No.
You sound injured.
No. My name is Finnegan.
Hello, Finnegan. I'm Nomad. Good to meet you.
I am WE1142R. How is everybody?
Oh, you big wee man.
The door that is currently glowing, it starts to kind of flash a little bit, like a little, like kind of like deet, deet.
Ooh, hey guys, I think maybe we should run through this door. What do you think?
Yeah,
Is there
let's-
another door?
Nope.
Can we
There's
go
one
bang
door.
on the walls and try to find another door? Maybe on the floor?
I mean,
I'm
you
going
can.
out the door. I'm going to go just grab the handle and go.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
it's
I'm
yeah.
gonna follow him.
Okay.
That sounds like
I
a
was-
good idea.
I was just reading about the Tomb of Horrors, and if your dungeon master starts counting down or up, you need to get out.
It's kind of true though.
Yeah, so bye.
All right. So are you all leaving?
Yes.
I am.
Okay. What order are you leaving in?
I got first dibs already.
Okay. So it's Finnegan in front, and who's behind him? And then
I think I'm
Nomad?
second.
Well, I guess
That'd
that
be-
makes me third unless I want to fight somebody.
Okay. And are you just running through? Or are you being quiet? What are you doing?
I'm gonna open the door and see what's on the other side first.
The door is already open,
Oh.
and you cannot see through it. It is a
Oh, it's on-
shimmering portal that's currently taking place of the door right now.
Then yeah, just walk on through, my man.
Okay. All right. As you enter this room, you hear a voice that says, "Born of blood and born of dirt, born twice now be to damnation avert." That is what you hear as you enter the room. So you look around the room and you see that it's fairly sparse. Not as sparse as the last room, obviously, because there was nothing in there. So there's a giant pool of water, which is kind of the most prominent feature of the room for sure. There's also an altar, and on it sits a holy symbol and a knife. And off to one end, there is a doorway, and you can see a ghoul kind of shambling around. Since you guys weren't being particularly quiet, kind of just jumped in here. It turns around, looks at you, and roll for initiative.
Can I ask him how he's feeling?
The ghoul?
Yes.
Yeah. Talking is a free action. You
Hey, Ghoul.
can...
How are you feeling?
Hungry.
Ooh, he looks friendly. He looks like friendly. I think we should go talk to him more.
Isn't he holding a weapon? I don't agree.
He's actually holding a severed arm in his hands, and he's gnawing on it.
You have food right there. Why are you telling us you're hungry?
More.
That's just greedy. You're greedy.
So Finnegan, you don't think he's friendly?
I
He
think
looks
he's
friendly
greedy.
to
I
me.
did not say if he's friendly or not.
So he's eyeing you over, and he definitely looks like he wants to take a bite out of you. You know, he has he
You
doesn't
got
have
food
weapons.
right there.
It's mostly gnawed off. And he looks kind of like he just wants to gnaw on people in general.
I like how you're honestly defending the hunger of a ghoul.
Okay, he's hungry. Okay, he had a tough childhood growing
Ghouls
up.
have
His daddy didn't
feelings
love
too.
him, and like he had a rough time in the neighborhood, man. Okay, so he's a good distance away. He's 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35
So that
feet away.
conversation we held was essentially a shouting match to begin with.
You're like, hi. And he's like, eh. So you're 35 feet away. What you doing?
I'll punch him in the mouth. Yeah, let's go.
All right, I'm gonna move you 30 feet. There you go.
Aha!
That is not the right number.
How
You
is that not the
roll.
right-
You
Wait,
roll
wait.
it. Roll a d20 to see if you hit.
Oh my. There you go.
All right, add your modifier. Okay, 17. 17 hits. And
So now I roll the damage.
Now you roll damage. Okay, so so what'd you do? You punched him right in the face, or what? What are you doing?
I'm up. Yeah, punch him in the mouth for wanting to
Right
eat
in the
more.
mouth. Okay. He was gnawing on that arm. It falls to the ground in front
His
of him.
arm or the arm he was eating.
The arm he was eating falls to the ground. You didn't punch him that hard. What else are you doing?
I don't see why I shouldn't just punch him again with my
Yeah.
my second unarmed strike.
Yep, you can bonus action punch again.
Plus 5 is 19.
Yep, that hits. Okay.
Almost full damage.
That did pretty good. All right. You hit him for a good chunk of change there, and he is very, very mad at you.
Understandable.
well, after the first hit, he kind of looked down at the arm he dropped and was like, "Aww." And then you punched him again. He's like, "Nah!"
So I just punched the ice cream out of some dude's hand effectively. Dang it! And I was even thinking about not hitting again.
Well, I mean, it's good to hit people.
You live, you
You're a
learn.
monk. It's what you gotta do, man. You gotta do. So the next person up is the ghoul. So he's gonna go ahead and bite you. Okay.
I choose to let him grab my arm with his mouth, and then I flex and break his jaw.
He jumps at you with his mouth open, and you just step out of the way, and you're like, "Pfft, whatever.
Nerd.
Nerd.
Where'd you learn to do that move? In a book? Nerd.
That is his turn. It looks like much going on for Mr. Ghoul. He's had a rough day. So next in the order is Nomad. What you gonna do?
I forgot I didn't put on my mage armor, and I probably better do that. I think I'm just gonna go up in the corner and then do some sort of an attack, a spell attack, behind that whatever it's called. That
Pillar?
The northwestern corner statue. I don't know.
So you're hiding behind the pillar, or the statue? Sorry, I mean behind the statue.
Yeah, because I only need 60 feet. Yeah.
And also, you can shoot through your friends, unless they are being grappled, in which case they are being used as cover. So if he grabs, right? So if don't shoot somebody if they're right, because that's the whole like I have a hostage thing, right? That's the only time where it's a problem. But otherwise, you can shoot through your friend. It's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to use my Ray of Frost. A focus is my ring, so I hold my hand up and I concentrate on my ring and I whip my hand around and go shoot.
All right.
It says a frigid beam of blue-white light streaks toward this ghoul.
Okay. Roll attack roll.
So it says make a ranged spell attack. So what do I do?
Roll a d20. That's a nat 20. Holy shit. Okay.
Natural 20 plus a
all
five.
right.
The first one! Yay!
Okay. So I need you to roll a d10.
Ooh.
That is a 6. Now roll your damage die. You're gonna eviscerate this thing.
6.
All right. Roll it again.
Roll it again?
Roll it again. All right, so you fire a beam of frost at this ghoul, and you hit it directly in his right arm, which is currently fending off blows from Finnegan, and it just freezes it entirely solid, and it just falls off.
All right.
Dude, that's metal.
And it crashes to the floor and disintegrates. You have successfully dismembered the enemy, which was a rule I didn't think would come into play for a very long time. And you did it on this
Because I rolled a 20.
because you rolled a critical hit and then you rolled a 6. Yeah,
So he loses a limb.
uses a limb. Yeah,
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
gonna hurt.
you just pulled a limb off this guy, and he is real scared.
And by the way, it says his speed is reduced by 10, just in case that comes into play.
And he's slowed. Okay, good to know. Now that's important. So,
But just until the start of my next turn.
Somehow I doubt he'll make it to that.
he's looking really, really bad. Like, he's not
Do
looking.
you want
too
a
good.
snow cone, foul beast?
You gonna give him a snow cone out of his own arm shards?
That sounds appropriately metal. Don't tempt me.
I mean, you can do that if you want to, I suppose.
It's Bird's turn. I can't do it yet.
That's true. That's true. All right. Are you ending your turn then? I'm assuming. Nomad.
What else can I do? I can't do anything else.
You
Kind
can
of
hurl
move
an
back-
insult.
Mr. Ghoul, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I hurt you. But
Then why'd you do it?
But you were hurting my friends, and I had to do something.
He
I'm
just
so sorry.
He grabs his stub and he just goes ah,
He doesn't hear anything beyond the scream.
and he just hopping up and down like at one foot to the other foot and just like ah. Okay. WE1142R. It is your turn.
Okay. So I think I don't really need to do anything all that complicated. I'm just gonna do a guiding bolt. I don't think I hit.
It's only got a 3.
No, you missed. Okay, so you launch this guiding bolt, and it actually goes wide, and it actually go ahead and roll damage for me, will you?
Oh no.
Okay, it goes wide, and it entirely disintegrates the entire top right statue, and it just explodes in a shower of stone. It's now just a pile of rubble on the floor.
Haha! Take that, statue.
You've one statue down. Congratulations, I guess.
Congratulations.
Hold on, you've solved my puzzle.
And I'll just go ahead and move as close as I can
Ham
behind
sandwich. Placed there, millennia.
you. Or behind
you're moving.
Finnegan.
Alrighty, alright, top of the order, it is Finnegan's turn. This guy is looking real hurt and kind of just looking for like a way out. There's no close exit for him to go to, and he's kind of regretting his life choices at this point.
It could have been a law ghoul.
Oh, before he does anything, I shout to Finnegan, "Don't hurt him. He's friendly."
So, there is a rule in D&D, by the way. If
Okay.
any melee attack you can call as basically you can call it that you don't want to kill somebody, and you will reduce them down to unconsciousness without actually killing them.
Oh.
I'm not saying you should do that now. I'm just letting you guys know in general in the future, especially for you, Finnegan, who punches people in the face. You can knock them out without murdering them.
And only the face.
Knock him out. Okay. So he'd be knocked out, so you can't talk to him or anything, right?
Right. But they won't die.
Well, he might. He's missing an arm.
Well, yeah, true. But I'm letting you know now, if it comes up in the future, that you can do that, but you have to call up before you do damage. Otherwise, you just kill them by accident. And you cannot do that with range attacks. Okay? You can't fire a missile at somebody and like knock them unconscious. No, they're gonna just like explode. Right? Like Finnegan, you're up.
You want to sit down?
No. And he like looks towards your leg and looks a little hungry.
I'll do one of them less than lethal forehead knocks.
Okay, you gonna headbutt him?
It's an unarmed strike. It's 20 post-mod.
Alright, that hits. It definitely hits.
But not a critical. Ooh, perfect.
Okay. It's a 7. Okay. You're headbutting, you said?
I meant punch him in the forehead.
Oh, punch him in the forehead. Okay. Yeah. So you just punch him directly in the forehead, and like several of his teeth fly out, and he just slumps to the floor unconscious.
That's amazing that his teeth fell out when I hit him in the forehead. Just
They
saying.
weren't. They weren't in there very good.
No, it's a feat of my strength.
You knocked him back into the wall, by the way. Like,
Oh,
just,
okay.
you like
Fine.
leveled him. Like just
Maybe
right in
next
the
time
face.
wear a helmet. Well, he's unconscious now, so that's that problem solved.
Yep. So now he is knocked out for a while, actually. We'll say.
So I want to ask Diggory something. So why did you not want to kill him?
Because you asked me not to. It seemed like I
Okay.
don't want to be okay.
Okay. Okay. No, I just was curious. I mean,
You didn't say it in the accent. I don't know if you were in character or not.
Oh, I was in character.
Okay. So you are now out of combat. You won. Congratulations.
I won with my fists and the gnome.
And the gnome who disintegrated an entire limb. and the robot who destroyed a statue. Unclear that was not a person that was gonna attack them.
Certainly
that
some
was
intimidation factor.
he was not clear on the rules of engagement apparently. So
Look, it was dark.
it was dark.
I don't know how
mean,
dark. Is it bright in here?
It's pretty bright.
It was dark.
Look, I just woke up from being dead, okay?
All right. So what are you guys doing?
I dealt with the problem at hand. I don't know what to do
Can we
now.
put that ghoul on the table? Because that looks like you could put a ghoul on it.
That's a big
Okay.
you thing.
Okay. You gonna do that?
Sure.
Okay. There he is.
And and Nomad wants to go over and measure him.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay.
Nomad goes over. He's got a measuring tape, and he measures the length of him and the size of his head. He pulls out his little notebook and he writes down a bunch of numbers. He says,
Okay.
"Cool, very interesting, very interesting."
I thought the first knowledge he gains after becoming awakened from the undead is he learns the size of the skull of this ghoul.
That's right.
There's probably a sizable dent in it, just saying.
Oh yeah, I mean missing teeth and
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sketch a picture of him too.
okay. You sit down and start sketching.
Okay, so what do I actually know about me?
You know that you're a warforged and that you're from like a sandy area. That's you kind of have flashes of like it's kind of like a desert area, and at one point you were kind of involved in like a war of some kind. Yeah, you don't know a lot.
I guess, what do I remember about me, Trevor? Tell me, oh dungeon master, oh master.
So when you first woke up, you smelled those tacos, right? And that
Not unusual for Texans.
no, but that reminded you of home, and you're not sure why. Okay. You feel like you definitely have. I mean, you feel your connection still to your key, which is your chi, right? You still feel your connection to that monk kind of spiritual flow. You still feel that connection.
So I feel connected to my source of power, and tacos remind me of home.
Yep. And Nomad, you remember the one defining character trait of you,
Okay.
right? Like the one key one that you don't know you really want to share with strangers.
I need to kill the witnesses, but I need to also look like the nice guy.
And you also do remember some of your time learning spells and magics. You don't
That's good because I have 2 learned spells. Am I supposed to
Yeah.
learn them?
Yeah.
I guess it's like riding a bike, you never really forget.
You remember doing these motions and saying these words, but you can't remember the context in which they were in. There was somebody, like a mentor or something nearby that was helping you learn these things, WE1142R, you helped people a lot. You have medical knowledge. You have a connection back to your life magic, which it kind of links back up into your deity, which you can almost remember, but not quite right now. It's on the fringe of your memory. You remember that you had a bigger purpose, but you can't quite put your finger on it anymore.
Okay. Well, I guess with that knowledge, then I will say WE would like to bandage the wound.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Do I need to roll for anything on that or no?
Roll a medicine check. Your medicine.
So 6
is...
plus 6.
So do we really want this guy to live?
Up
Yeah,
to
I'm
you.
just fixing
You're
his
the one who
arm.
told me not to kill him.
So you do a decent job bandaging the arm. I mean, as good as you can. It's still leaking a lot of blood because it's a severed arm. It appears to have kind of stopped the bleeding mostly.
We could cut his leg off and set a fire with it to use it to cauterize the wound of the arm.
I mean, okay.
So what does this mean that he's not unconscious forever, right? He's gonna wake up eventually.
Wake up eventually, yeah.
If he doesn't bleed out, that is.
Right, which he might eventually. Yeah, you've mostly stabilized him, I would say. I think he's basically stabilized at this point.
Okay, Nomad says, hey guys, don't you think maybe we should tie him up if we're not gonna kill him?
Well, what if
That seems
nobody
like a good
comes
idea.
along to get him untied?
Oh, good point. And he is a good-looking fellow.
Right.
He's so friendly. His eyes, see his eyes? How
Is
kindly
that a
they
question?
look. Yes, they look so kindly. Don't you agree?
I like how they're just rolling around.
They're like bloodshot, and like his eyelids have been peeled off, so they're just always staring at you. Like he's unconscious, but he looks like he's just staring into your soul.
I'm gonna go 10 feet south and look at the water and see if there's anything in there.
Okay. So
Is there anything besides the obvious water? Then be at 15.
15? Okay. Yeah, you can see into the water. It's oddly reflective for some reason. You can't really put your finger on why it's so reflective. It's almost like a mirror in a way.
Is it because of the harsh fluorescent studio lights above the ceiling?
Yes, you're actually in a studio lot on Paramount Pictures. There's steps leading into the water.
More
It's
of a
kind
baptismal font than anything else?
Right, like you can wade into it from the sides, it looks like, potentially. But yeah, you can't see much into the water itself because it's so reflective.
Can I grab a chunk of the statue I blew up and toss it in there and see what happens?
Sure. Okay, so you do that, and the water ripples. The waves kind of move a bit. You can see a little further down into the pool, and it just keeps going. The statue is vanishes from sight, basically. So Finnegan, you could probably see only like, I don't know, a foot or two down. Okay, like not very far. Whereas you drop the rock in and kind of are able to use that as like a visual way to track it. And once the water is now rippling, you can kind of see further in. You can see probably like 4 or 5 feet now before the stone vanishes. It's still very reflective, so it's still hard to see.
Well, let's look around some more. You're not gonna put your hand in it, right?
I'm not. My hand is flesh. I don't know. If
Oh,
anybody...
but it didn't dissolve the stone.
Yeah, but I'm not stone.
We could throw the ghoul in there.
But that might contaminate the water.
Let's throw him into a pool of water and hope he doesn't drown on top of whatever could happen.
Yeah, he's unconscious and we can contaminate the water. What if the water needs to be clean?
Oh, that's true.
What about you, metal man? Stick a hand in there.
Okay.
You gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you touch it, it starts to burn. All right, how far are you putting your hand in?
I guess once it starts to burn, I pull back.
Okay, not a good idea.
Yeah, wait, let's get the gnome. Or not. The ghoul.
Cool. Just because we both start with G.
Okay, so you're taking the ghoul and what? You
No, I'm not
toss it
going
out?
to do that. I don't. He's in an
Okay.
upgrade already.
All right, I want to look around this. What did you call it? Altar?
The altar, yeah.
Okay. What do I see? I'm looking in more detail.
Roll investigation. It's 20. Okay, so you examine the crap out of this table.
Yeah.
You already were over here, kind of like with the the ghoul and whatnot. Anyways, you were kind of measuring. You kind of been poking around. So you see there's a single holy symbol that's kind of like prominently placed in the center of the altar, and then next to it there is a kind of a box with like a whole bunch more in there, like just a whole collection of like a dozen or so.
Of holy symbols?
Holy symbols, yeah. And then to one side there is a ornate knife that's just kind of laying on top of the altar, and then you can see that there's blood on the altar itself, there's like a runner on it, like a tablecloth. And when you move that, you can see there's like it's just super dirty. Like someone just covered a bunch of coffee stains up. So,
Can we lift up the lid? Is there a lid on this thing?
this is not the Ark of the Covenant.
I know. Well, you never know. It looks like I got good investigation things. So shall I do some more investigation, guys? Wait, before I do that, can I look into the symbol box and see if there's anything of interest?
It's just a box of symbols. At the bottom,
Okay.
there's some like screws and stuff, but like nothing really. And there's like a piece of wood, and there's like another knife in there that looks broken.
So it looks like they've been doing their holy rituals and stuff here. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the statue up on the upper left.
Okay. There's 3 statues in the room.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I know.
Hopefully that's not a problem for you guys. There are 2 demons and 1 angel in the room now for statues.
There were
And
2 angels apparently. You
Right.
killed an angel.
Whoops.
And the angel is holding that holy symbol that you kind of see on the table, and the 2 demons are holding them both face down, like in a sacrilegious kind of way. You kind of suspect.
So we were raised from the dead to save the world, but instead we've almost immediately declared ourselves evil by accident.
We
And
can
now-
always destroy a demon statue if you really feel bad about it.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
looking at that thing that the Grim Reaper guy that we met before, and he said
Bane?
something. Born of blood and born of dirt, born twice now be to damnation avert. What I still don't know what it means, but I just
I take that to mean we were born normally, and now we're born again,
Mhm.
revived to avert damnation of something.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's we already fulfilled it, or we already know what it means then. I was
I don't
thinking
know.
maybe it was a clue to something in the future, but
I mean, I'm just
Maybe not.
guessing here. I don't know.
well, it's not a bad guess. Yeah, he said something about 9 circles too.
I mean, I know what the 9 circles is, but I don't know if my character would. So,
You're familiar with stories of the 9 circles, because there are different planes of existence in this world, and one of them is the underworld, which contains 9 circles, and it is hell. So it means you guys literally are in hell at the moment.
Oh, so we're in hell in the 9 circles of hell or something like that.
Yes.
I see. Are these 9 circles like concentric circles, or are they like?
You don't know. It's all been kind of theory being told to
see.
you. You don't know
Okay.
like what's like legit and like what's kind of like abstract
Okay.
storytelling.
All right.
Where else are you looking?
Well, I'm gonna eventually look at that big water thing, but I was looking at the
Are you-
statues.
Also above the door you came from, you over the top of it is inscribed the word limbo.
Oh,
And there's a Roman numeral 1 above it. You kind of gather that it's kind of a labeling for the area you're currently in. So that means you kind of gather you're in circle 1.
okay. Okay, so I'm still looking around everywhere, up and down, and looking
Mhm.
at the ceiling. Is there a ceiling?
Yeah, there's a ceiling. It's
okay.
it's like 10 feet
yeah,
tall.
ignore the aforementioned fluorescent lights.
Yeah, and I look on the floor and I see this DGN fog. I don't know how to read these characters.
Yeah, you gather
That's
that
'cause you're
that's
looking
some weird sponsorship deal with the stonemason that made this thing. That's
right,
actually his branding. That
Branding, yes.
He had I must have had some sort of argument with the people who like paid him, so he decided to just brand wherever he went every single stone. So there's something following out
Not
there.
to mention the serial numbers on every rock as well.
Okay, so it's time to go to the water. I'm looking around the outside of it.
Yeah.
Just see if there's anything written on it, all that kind of stuff.
Actually, make another investigation check for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is not going to be so good. All right.
Ooh.
Yep. You just see what Finnegan saw, and you kind of just
Dang.
see the water being water.
Okay. All right, I should have looked at the water first.
WE114R2R. Are you looking around too?
Can I make my animal handling work on the ghoul? So he's
Uh,
kind of animalistic at this point.
I mean,
No.
he's also unconscious.
Nope, you cannot.
Can I inspect the door at the bottom in the meantime?
So you go over to the door. Are you gonna open it?
Yeah, I guess I'll take a yonder grab at that doorknob.
Okay, you fly backwards. Pass over the water and land about 20 feet back.
I'm back where I started, almost.
Yep.
Well then. Throw the gnome!
So the gnome.
If we can just break the door open.
Hold
with
on, if
the-
somebody just touched the door and flew back 20 foot, how far back would the gnome fly if we threw him?
Hey!
Dude, you can play catch with the door.
Also, you will note that you didn't get hurt by that.
I meant to ask, but I wasn't going to mention it in case you just let me get away with that.
No, like
Oh.
you find odd that it
I
kind of
wasn't
just
thrown. I was more moved.
flung you. I mean, you kind of skinned the knee a little bit there, but the door itself didn't hurt you. It just kind of like you just all of a sudden were just like pushed back.
Okay, well, why don't we look around the door and see if there's any clues?
The gnome rolls Arcana check. Oh.
Not so hot.
Okay. What is your plus?
5, so that's 12.
The 12. Okay. Yeah, the door is definitely magical. It seems to have been.
You said it's not magical?
It is definitely magical. It seems to have been imbued with some sort of warding spell of some kind. It's not clear kind of what.
What's a ward?
As in, it's been enchanted with something that deters something from with certain qualifications, right? You know, if it's certain kinds of species or people, or there's some sort of qualifier for it potentially.
Maybe human monks who punch ghouls aren't allowed through.
Okay, well, I guess we should each try it. I'll try it next.
Move me out of the way, please.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you got it.
Move out.
Okay.
Move me down.
All right. So you're gonna go ahead and touch the door.
Touch it. Yep.
All right,
I'm guessing
and-
it's gonna throw me.
And you fly back really far.
Okay, so who did it first? Finnegan, right?
Finnegan did, yes.
So I guess it's WE's turn.
What's it made out of?
Wood.
Can I use Sacred Flame on it?
Yeah.
Just burn it down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna use Sacred Flame on it from how far away?
Right where I'm at's fine, so that'd be 25 feet.
Maybe move me further back. I don't know what flame does.
Okay. And you're gonna go from this angle right here.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
I guess the
So-
pool is the best thing to catch any glowing bits.
Roll damage, I guess.
Okay, that would be 1d8.
It's 1d8. Yeah.
Ooh.
A flame appears on the door, and like it's a raging inferno, and it lasts for a couple seconds, and then it goes out, and the door is unscathed.
Okay.
Aw.
Then I guess I touch the door.
Okay. You touch the door, and you fly back even further,
Oh, I wonder if it's every time it's further or.
and you actually hit the wall, and it kind of hurts a little bit, but not damage-wise. It's just kind of like, ow.
Oh, it's getting worse. Getting worse.
Yonder
good.
door gets
Oh.
fingered.
Okay,
Oh,
are there any symbols on or around the door then?
Nope.
Can we throw the ghoul at the door and see what happens?
You gonna do that?
What about a piece of the ghoul?
What
the
about the
arm
arm he
shattered,
was chewing
didn't
on?
Yeah, the arm shattered. It's just a pile of it's melted a little by now. There's some
More
fleshy
of a
bits
pile
here
of
and there.
flesh. Give me one of them religious symbols out of that box, and I'll just toss it at the door.
Ow! Oh, that could hurt.
Well, then get out of the way!
All right.
Yeah.
So what angle are you throwing the religious symbol?
I'm gonna do a slight underhand toss from another 15 feet south. Bit of an angled throw so that I'm not in the direct line of fire.
Yeah, roll attack roll. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
I
With
don't
the
know if I
door.
hit the
I mean,
knob.
because you're not an idiot. And it rebounds off the door. It actually it hits like a railing that's outside the pool of water, and it kind of bounces towards the water and then slowly falls in.
I'm gonna be
water-
real. My next guess was to throw a symbol in the water.
and the water just shines bright white
Oh.
for a split second there, and it kind of pulses a bit, and then the last pulse after it glows, you can see all the way down to the bottom, and you can see now there's a rock in there, and there's this symbol, and at the bottom is a door.
Okay, so can we all?
I
go
can
over
see.
and look?
You can't.
Finnegan
We all
sees the
go over and
door.
look?
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask Finnegan what he saw.
There's a door at the bottom.
Wait, how far down did you say?
It's a good depth. I would say it's like 20 feet.
Metal Man, do you breathe? Do you need to breathe?
I do not. Can I stick my hand in it again to see if it burns?
It burns.
I have a plan here. It involves we're gonna throw the symbol in and then toss the ghoul in afterward to see if he burns.
Well, we already know that the rock went down there and is fine. So
the
I
cell
would
is
assume
down
that
there and
items
you
would
are.
also be fine.
You don't know that because you're not a rock, so you don't know if it was an agonizing pain all the way down or not.
Well, yeah, get the symbol and throw it in and then throw a ghoul in.
As you guys are all looking over this pool of water, the door opens and
Oh.
it sucks in the stone and the symbol and then closes.
So I guess what we gotta do is throw the symbol in and then jump in ourselves without burning to death? Is this holy water?
Yeah.
Are you a spawn of whatever the equivalent of Satan is? Bird?
I
So
don't think so.
you're thinking possibly that we could survive it if we threw a symbol in.
Okay, new idea.
Um,
Hold the symbol and jump in the water. We can test this with the ghoul.
with the ghoul, yes. You gotta
don't-
somehow stuff it down his throat or something so it stays.
Look,
Make
we
him
got.
choke on it.
He's
Have it
still
fall.
alive, you know, right?
We could just tie it
Yeah,
to his
but he's
hand.
unconscious, so
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
just
wanna
like-
wake him up.
You don't want to be
Unfortunately, I
rude. Let's
can't
just
really
throw him in the
mod-
Bernie water.
We were gonna
Unfortunately-
kill him. Come on.
I'm definitely all in for putting the symbol in the mouth of the ghoul and throwing the whole thing in the water.
Is there any way that we could talk to the ghoul?
He seemed to have a limited vocabulary, and
Yeah, I think that's a dead
mostly
end.
just wanted to eat you. I mean,
Do
you
I
could
have any
prob-
food in my inventory?
You have some trail mix. You're not sure how it got there because you don't eat, but there's just like some loose trail mix in your pocket that someone like just put there apparently, and it's kind of just like it's kind of nasty.
He's tied up, right?
I don't think he's tied up. He's
He's
just
not
laying
tied up.
there.
He's not tied
No,
up.
we
Oh, I
talked
thought
about-
we tied him up.
Nope, you did not say so.
Well, then we should tie him up.
Okay.
But what are we gonna do? What's our plan?
I want
My
to try
plan's
talking to him.
My plan's to toss him and the off-brand crucifix down the
You have-
Bernie water.
Well, okay, but
Two
how,
very different approaches.
how can you talk to him? that
If we
need?
tie
How
him
do-
up, then
Yeah.
at least he won't be attacking to us. And he has said words in response to words that we've said to him.
No,
So
no, but-
I'll
but
offer
he's-
him trail
but he-
mix.
but
as
he's
food.
unconscious. So you're gonna heal him? Is that what your plan is?
If that's
How
what
do
it
you-
takes to wake him up, sure.
Oh, you're gonna slap him on the face and see if he wakes up first,
Just-
right? Do we have anything to tie him up with? Is he like wearing
you all,
bandages?
you all have rope.
yeah,
Oh, we all have
I-
rope. Okay, so let's tie him up.
Okay. He's tied up.
Okay. So go ahead, do your plan.
All right, well, I slap him on the face and try to
He's
wake him up.
Where'd he go?
Carrot,
Uh,
your metal hands could break what's left of his skull.
Yeah, nothing.
Can I dip his toe in the water and see if that wakes him up?
I'm gonna grab a couple of the symbols and just hold on to them for right now.
All right, so you dip his toe into the water, and he spontaneously combusts, and it disintegrates entirely.
Ah, ow! That was my third guess. It's holy water.
What's holy water do?
I don't know.
If I roll Arcana on the water, can I learn anything about it other than if it is or is not magical?
I need you to tell me where specifically you're gonna look. There's railings and stairs, and like a lip around it, and like
By the
there's
stairs.
water. Like you go by to the stairs, and you're kind of poking around, and you actually you see some writing that's kind of engraved into the stone near one of the steps.
Insert one taco to continue.
And it says the same thing that Ames told you. The voice of Ames told you when you entered the room.
Well,
No,
I
wait,
guess seeing how that line was said, that means that this pool is probably important. If nobody has any objections or wants to play around with that door more, I guess I could try to step in.
You want to take a religious symbol with you?
You take a religious symbol with you, though.
I
Right?
got
Sure,
a couple
I'll
of
take a
them.
religious symbol.
You take one out of the box and you walk over to the stairs, or are you jumping in? Are you jumping? Are you walking? What are you doing?
I walk.
Okay, down the stairs.
Yep.
Okay. You begin to slowly walk down the stairs, and you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're
alright.
fine. You're fine. How far are you going in?
Oh no.
I guess until I feel something.
Okay, you're up to your chest, up to your neck, up to your head, and you begin to sink. And you're sinking, and you hit the floor of the water, and as soon as you touch the ground, the door opens, and you get sucked inside. And
Okay.
you're no longer here.
Hey, Nomad, I guess I know what we gotta do now. You want one of mine?
Yeah. No. Did you get it from the box?
I got like 8 of them from the box.
Yeah, I'll take one. We're not heavy like WE.
No.
I imagine your backpack might cause you to sink anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you're all carrying stuff, so you
Yeah,
don't
okay.
particularly float very well.
It's all gonna be wet. But there's no way to
Uh,
Yeah.
risk
Getting
risk of
wet.
adventuring, I guess. I'll
Okay.
go in.
Are you walking, jumping? What are you doing?
I'll walk too. I don't want to.
Okay. You
I
walk.
don't want to get. Don't want to
you walk-
exert myself.
Okay, you walk slowly into the pool, with the holy
Personally
symbol
remind
in
me-
hand.
Personally, reminding me of a religious experience I've had. Let's keep going.
You swim down to the bottom. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
Okay.
going. Hold my breath, please.
and you touch the bottom, and you're gone.
Oh, I did just think of something I could do.
Well, a little late now.
No, but it might still be useful. Hold on. I have a cantrip, which is message. Okay, so I'm gonna whisper to WE and say, "Are you down there? Are you still alive?" This is. Oh, by the way, this is Nomad speaking to you.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed.
What was that?
Check the number and try again.
You got the answering machine. That's what you got.
So you know what this spell does. You know that means that they're not directly behind that door.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna basically do what Finnegan did and just go in and swim down.
Okay. You notice as you're swimming down at first that when you were swimming a little faster, it actually begins to hurt a little bit. But then when you slow down, it seems fine. So you realize it's a good thing you didn't jump in, because that might have actually hurt a lot.
Okay.
So
I was so tempted to jump.
you go down to the bottom, you touch the ground, and you're gone.
It only took us an hour to learn that we had to jump into a pool. Or walk, specifically. Walk.
You just went down, but now you're coming up. So like reality just kind of like shifted itself really quick.
Oh,
Just waiting for you.
get it. If you're playing the game Portal, you went through a portal on the floor that was leading to a portal on a wall.
And then you pop back up. Yeah, you actually emerge in a pool that looks pretty much the same. It's much shallower though.
Quick question. Do we still have our religious symbols having gone through the pool?
No, they actually are gone.
Come on, I had like 9 of them!
Yeah, they seem to have like just disappeared out of your pockets. But yeah,
My collectibles, no!
You're in a shallower pool, and you appear to be in what looks like kind of a Grecian bathhouse. And there's
one big man telling us we got a purty mouth.
So there's kind of like a bunch of like large pillars everywhere, and like some big couches and some like lounging areas. What's weird is the first thing you notice is that everything is kind of covered in drop cloths, and they have giant red X's on them. There's people all shuffling about, but when you look at them, they're all blurry, kind of distortion on them, which you find very odd. There is one person that's in the middle of the room on the one end that is not blurry. It is a dwarven man that sits at the table, just has his feet up on the table and sits kind of reclined in a chair. He's reading a newspaper, which you think is odd because you're in hell and you didn't know that there was a newspaper that they put out, but apparently there is. He sees you guys pop out of the pool of water. He looks over his newspaper at you guys and kind of frowns a bit, and then he kind of sighs, like a big sigh, like ah. And he ushers you over real quick. And he goes, come on.
Okay. He beckons with his stout dwarven hands.
Yeah. He says,
Sure.
Hello, my name is Dungren. Welcome to the Trial of Lust. Pardon our dust, but due to some very serious HR issues, we're actually currently under renovation. Some of the new bureaucrats thought they could fix the problem with some censoring, which you kind of see around here. That's why things look weird. So while the higher-ups are debating over a bunch of nonsense for another century probably, I have been assigned here to administer the trial. I have been unable to secure any additional information about what they want, of course, and wasn't given any other resources to do this. So I just have a few cups that I found lying in the room from all of the drinking that used to happen in here. And I was given this key that opens the door to the exit. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just put the key under these cups, these 3 cups, and if you can tell me where the key is once I've done moving them, you can leave. If you can solve this impossible riddle, you can leave the area.
Do we all have to do this, or is it as a group?
You must select one person to do it for you. And he pulls out 3 cups, and he sticks a kind of a large golden key underneath one of them. He waits for you guys to pick your person to do that.
Weird. Okay.
How are people feeling about their perception?
Also, you can roll insight on him specifically if you want.
Oh, sure. I'll do that right now.
To kind of see what kind of person he is.
My insight gets a...
The natural one.
Not looking at the screen.
So you noticed that your shoe was untied, and you decided to go fix that real quick.
It's a boot!
Your boot was unlaced, and you decided to do that real quick, and you realized on the table that he has nice shoes.
Oh, nice. I'm sure HR around here does pay the employees well enough.
Well, I could roll insight too.
Yeah, go for it.
I got the first nat one! Yay!
Plus 4, so 19.
Okay, 19. Okay, so
You notice he has very nice shoes.
this guy seems very bored and just doesn't give a crap. You can tell that he's putting very little effort into this. He does seem a bit sneaky in a way, though. Like, he has a little bit of a grin on his face. Like, he's come up with the cleverest joke ever that everybody else has already heard. He looks very overly confident in himself. You need to select a person to
As
do
I've
this.
just now proven, it shouldn't be me.
I will volunteer for it.
All right, you step forward, and he begins to move around the cups at lightning speed. And after 10 seconds or so, he stops and goes, all right, where's the key? Roll perception for when they're moving. Yeah.
Ooh.
So plus 4, 17.
So there are 3 cups, left, middle, right. The last thing you saw of the key was going from the middle one to the left one, but then you're not sure where it went after that. What are you doing?
Oh.
Is it a wooden table, like with gaps in it, possibly?
Yeah.
Can I look underneath the table,
Hey, what are you
And-
what are you doing down there?
seeing if the key fell on the floor?
And can we be looking under the table too?
Yeah, you can all look.
Okay,
all
I'm
look.
looking. I'm looking under the table too.
All right,
I
so
7.
would also roll a perception.
you don't see anything.
Okay, so I guess I would just guess a cup then.
Hold on.
I got 8.
You're also looking. 8. Okay. You do actually see.
Well, I'm short, so I've been looking
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah, you're shorter, so you see something shiny in his boot.
In his boot.
Oh. Hey, okay, so I'm gonna.
Call him
What is
out
it?
on it.
So right now,
He's got something in his boot. I'm saying this. He's
Okay,
got
yeah.
something in his boot.
No, yeah,
it's shiny.
as-
It's shiny.
as WE1142R is kind of like going, and like kind of thinking about where he's gonna point.
Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me!
Which boot was it in?
His right, your left.
Okay, so I'll say your right boot.
What? How? Stupid gnomes. He reaches down into his boot and he pulls out the key. He goes, "Fine," and he slaps on the table. "Get out of here!" Put his feet back up on the table and kind of snorts to himself. You know, it's typical. Reads the paper.
Okay.
Damn, just because your joke wasn't funny, doesn't mean you have to be a dick about it.
Before we stop, can I ask him if he has any useful information about what might be ahead?
And he just gives you the finger.
What about if I ask in Dwarvish?
Oh, okay. Roll a persuasion check for me. I'll give you advantage, so roll it twice. And use a higher number.
Ooh, 21.
Okay. What are you asking him?
Asking for any useful information for...
And he's like, "Well, I'm not told a lot about this place. As you can see, I'm not given a lot of information or resources or love.
Sorry, can't help you.
Can I give a hug before you go? Or no? Okay. But I can tell you, I know that they recently redid the trial in the third circle over in Greed. I know from experience, don't touch anything. It'll go real bad for you. Hands out the merchandise, basically.
I'm not going to say this out loud in character, but that's kind of obvious in the trial of greed. Okay.
Sorry, that's kind of all I know.
You'd only know about like the other workers coming in and out through his room or something. Whatever. it is
Yeah.
they-
Well, then
Also-
I say thank you, and I will give him a hug.
Oh, that's nice. It's kind of metally and tight, but I'm
dwarf
dwarvish, so
would.
I do like the metal feel. Thank you.
Ugh. Trial of lust is right.
You solved my riddle. You gave the lusty dwarf a hug.
Ah!
You guys are gonna go through the door, I'm assuming? Above the door, there is 2 labels. The first one is the Roman numeral 2, and the word lust, and below that is Roman numeral 3, greed. You realize as you're going through this portal that there was this feeling you had when you went to the first portal that you felt again now, and you realize that you feel rejuvenated, which is weird. Like you've had a really long nap. Any health or spell slots are now given back.
Oh.
You feel like this is part of the portal transfer experience that aims to set up for you. So that means that whenever you change rooms, you're going to get back all your health and slots. All right, so that is the end of the first session. You got through
All right.
A whole
two-
3 rooms.
You got through 2 circles of the 9.